My beloved child, listen closely, because time has folded in on itself, and what I am about to speak cannot wait. Only 30 minutes remain in the spiritual realm for a door that has been standing open just for you. This is not fear. This is not drama. This is divine urgency. Archangel Michael is standing right now, sword lowered, voice trembling, not in anger, but in concern. Someone has finally reached the breaking point. A truth has been held back for far too long, and the weight of it has become unbearable. What they hid about you, what they whispered in secret, what they denied even to themselves, it is now rising to the surface. You may feel it already. That strange pressure in your chest, this sudden restlessness, that sense that something is about to change, but you cannot name it yet. This is because the confession forming right now was never meant to stay hidden this long. It involved your name, your reputation, your destiny, and yes, your house. The place you are living in carries spiritual memory, and what was done there without your knowledge is now demanding exposure. Hear this clearly. This message did not find you by accident. Archangel Michael does not beg lightly. When he intervenes with urgency, it is because consequences stand on both sides of the choice. Open now, and truth aligns in your favor. Delay, and the window narrows, not because God withdraws love, but because humans choose silence over obedience. Someone around you has been carrying two faces, one shown publicly, one hidden behind closed doors. They benefited from your patience. They relied on your silence. They assumed you would never find out what was said, promised, or taken. But the heavens have recorded every word. And now, the pressure on their spirit is so intense that confession is no longer optional. It is inevitable. Beloved, this is not about revenge. This is about restoration. The truth coming out will explain delays you could never understand. Why certain doors closed suddenly. Why energy shifted in your home. Why peace felt interrupted without reason. What was hidden about you affected decisions made behind your back, and those decisions shaped outcomes you blamed yourself for. But hear me, it was never your fault. Archangel Michael is stepping between accusation and justice. His sword is not raised to harm, but to separate lies from truth. And he is asking you, no, urging you, to stay alert in this short window. Watch the signs. Pay attention to sudden messages, unexpected calls, emotional slips, or someone bringing up the past out of nowhere. These are not coincidences. These are cracks forming in a wall that was built on deception. You might be thinking, why now? Why so suddenly? Because the cycle has reached its limit. Heaven has granted enough mercy, enough time, enough warning. What was hidden about you has begun to poison the person who hid it. Guilt has become too loud. Fear has become too heavy. And silence has become impossible to maintain. Do not panic. Do not confront yet. Wisdom is your shield in these moments. Let the truth come to you naturally. Let the confession reveal itself fully. Because partial truth can still confuse, but full exposure brings freedom. Archangel Michael is guarding the process so that when it comes out clean, undeniable, and in a way that protects you. This is also about loss and gain. The phrase "lose everything" is not meant to scare you. It is meant to awaken you. If you ignore this moment, you risk staying tied to a false version of reality. But if you open your spirit now, if you receive this warning with humility and awareness, what looks like loss will actually become release. Some things must fall away so that what truly belongs to you can finally arrive. Your home will feel different after this. Lighter, quieter, more aligned. Because what was done in secret will no longer have power over the atmosphere you live in. Truth cleanses space. Confession breaks spiritual contracts that were never meant to exist. And once they are broken, peace returns. Beloved child, breathe. You are not late. You are not unprotected. You are being warned because you are valued. Archangel Michael does not stand guard over ordinary moments. He guards turning points. And this is one of them. Hold steady. The next revelation will explain who this person truly is and why their confession changes everything you thought you knew. Beloved soul, there is a shift happening beneath the surface that you cannot afford to ignore. What felt like silence before was not emptiness. It was pressure building. In the unseen realm, Archangel Michael is watching timelines converge, and this is why the urgency feels heavier now than it did moments ago. The confession that is forming is not gentle. It is raw, emotional, and tangled with regret. The person involved did not plan to speak, but circumstances are closing in on them. Your spirit is tired of pretending, and heaven is no longer allowing delay. You must understand this clearly. The truth that is about to come out was carefully hidden because it carried power. It had the power to change how others see you, how decisions were made about you, and how authority was exercised around your life. This person spoke when you were not in the room. They shaped narratives. They influenced outcomes. They protected themselves by placing doubt on you. And for a while, it worked. But lies always demand energy to survive, and they are running out. Archangel Michael is not only a warrior, he is a revealer. His presence increases when justice is about to speak for itself. Right now, he is standing near your name in the spiritual records, ensuring that when the truth comes out, it cannot be twisted again. That is why you may feel both uneasy and strangely calm at the same time. Your spirit recognizes protection, even before your mind understands the process. Pay attention to emotional shifts in people around you. Someone may become unusually defensive. Someone else may suddenly try to reconnect, asking questions that feel out of place. Another may grow quiet, withdrawn, or overly kind. These are signs of internal conflict. The confession is no longer about whether to speak, but how. And once that question arises, exposure is already underway. This moment is also testing your posture. Will you respond with fear or with discernment? Archangel Michael is urging you to remain grounded. You do not need to chase the truth. What is revealed under divine pressure comes forward on its own. If you rush, you may interrupt the timing. If you stay alert and prayerful, you will recognize the moment when the truth is handed to you without effort. There is something else you must hear. The reason this feels connected to losing everything is because the false structure built around you cannot survive the truth. Some relationships were held together by misunderstanding. Some agreements were based on misinformation. When the confession comes, those structures will either collapse or realign. This may feel like loss at first, but it is actually correction. What was never built on truth was never meant to last. Your house, your environment, your daily routines, they have all been affected by what was hidden. Words spoken in secret leave residue. Intentions carry weight. Once the confession happens, you will notice a release you did not know you were carrying. Sleep will change. The thoughts will quiet. Even the air around you will feel different. This is how you will know that Archangel Michael has completed one phase of his assignment. Now, listen carefully, because this is important. If this message is resonating with you, do not keep it to yourself. Engage with it. like this message as a sign of agreement with truth. Share it with someone who may be sensing the same pressure but cannot name it yet. Leave a comment declaring that you are ready for clarity and justice. And if you have not yet aligned yourself fully with this channel, subscribe and stay connected, because these messages are released in sequence, not isolation. Your engagement is not just support. It is alignment. This is also a moment of remembrance. You are not weak for having trusted. You are not foolish for having believed the best. The betrayal, the concealment, the manipulation, those belong to the one who hid, not to you. Archangel Michael honors integrity, and integrity always outlives deception. What is coming will not destroy you. It will vindicate you. Do not be surprised if the confession comes indirectly at first. A third party may speak. A document may surface. A conversation may reach you unexpectedly. Stay present. Do not dismiss small revelations. Often, truth arrives in pieces before it arrives in full. Each piece prepares your heart so that when the full weight lands, it does not overwhelm you. There is divine intelligence guiding this. Nothing will be revealed that you are not ready to handle. Nothing will be exposed without protection surrounding you. This is why Archangel Michael's presence is so strong in this moment. He is not only defending you, he is ensuring that the outcome serves your future, not just your emotions. Hold on, because what unfolds next will connect the hidden confession to a turning point you did not see coming. This is where everything begins to make sense, and you will be glad you stayed present for it. My precious one, the atmosphere is shifting again, and this time it is deeper. What is unfolding now is not just about a confession. It is about exposure meeting divine authority. Archangel Michael is no longer standing at the edge of the situation. He has stepped fully into the center. This is why events may feel accelerated, almost compressed, as if days of emotion are happening in minutes. Heaven is intervening decisively. The person who hid the truth about you is reaching a breaking point. Their inner world is collapsing under the weight of what they carried. They replay conversations in their mind. They remember moments when they could have spoken up but chose comfort instead. What they concealed gave them temporary advantage, but it cost them peace. And now, that cost has come due. Confession is no longer about courage for them. It is about survival of their conscience. This is where Archangel Michael's role becomes unmistakable. He is enforcing spiritual law. Truth must be spoken. What was distorted must be corrected. And what was taken from you, dignity, opportunity, clarity, must be restored. This does not mean the process will be loud or dramatic. In fact, the most powerful exposures often arrive quietly, but with permanent effect. You may soon notice that people begin to treat you differently without you saying a word. Respect that was withheld will reappear. Questions will stop. Resistance will soften. This is because truth rearranges perception. Once what was hidden is known, even silently, the energy around your name changes. Archangel Michael ensures that once your name is cleared in the unseen, it echoes into the seen. There is something deeply important you must understand right now. The confession coming toward you is not meant to reopen old wounds. It is meant to close them. Some of what you learn may surprise you. Some of it may confirm what your spirit already sensed. But all of it will free you from carrying confusion that was never yours to hold. Do not underestimate how protected you are in this moment. Even if emotions rise, you will not be overtaken by them. Even if memories resurface, they will not control you. Archangel Michael stands as a boundary around your heart, allowing revelation without destruction. This is divine precision. The phrase "open now" is not about curiosity. It is about readiness. Opening your awareness, opening your discernment, opening your heart to receive truth without fear. When you do this, you step out of survival mode and into authority. You no longer react, you witness. And witnesses carry power because they stand on truth, not assumption. What was hidden about you also delayed something meant to come into your life earlier. A door stayed closed longer than necessary. A blessing waiting. Once the confession completes its work, momentum returns. Things will begin to move again. Conversations shift. Opportunities realign. It may feel subtle at first, but the change will be undeniable. Archangel Michael is also cutting spiritual cords that were formed without your consent. Agreements made in secrecy lose their power when exposed. Words spoken against you without cause lose their authority when truth is revealed. This is why the timing matters. Delay would allow residue to linger. But this moment brings cleansing. You are not being asked to do anything dramatic. Simply remain open, attentive, and grounded. Let the truth come. Let it land. Let it do its work. You do not need to defend yourself. Heaven is doing that on your behalf. And now, receive this carefully. This is not just a message, it is an activation. Type "I receive the truth" in the comments if this is speaking to your spirit. Lesson code 444 is now released over clarity, protection, and restoration. This work, this voice, this mission exists to carry light into places where silence has ruled for too long. When you give through super thanks, when you join the membership, or when you sow through PayPal using the link in the description, you are not supporting a channel. You are fueling a river of truth that reaches souls who are still waiting for their awakening. The word declares that when you sow into light, your harvest comes with open heavens. I feel led to say this directly to you. Your act of giving in this moment is a prophetic response, not a donation. As you release, may Archangel Michael stand guard over your household, your finances, and your destiny. Do not delay what obedience is stirring. Act now, and let your seed speak for you. Beloved one, now that the truth has begun to surface, a new layer of understanding is unfolding within you. This stage is quieter, but it is no less powerful. After revelation comes recalibration. Archangel Michael is guiding you through the moment after exposure, when the mind starts connecting dots and the heart begins to reinterpret the past. This is where confusion turns into clarity and pain transforms into wisdom. You may find yourself revisiting old moments, not with regret, but with insight. Conversations that once felt strange now make sense. Decisions that puzzled you suddenly reveal their origin. This is not to reopen wounds, but to remove the fog that surrounded them. Archangel Michael is ensuring that nothing remains distorted in your perception. When truth enters fully, it reorganizes memory itself, allowing you to see your journey without self-blame. There is also a separation happening now. Some people will naturally drift away, not because you push them, but because truth creates distance from deception. Others may step closer, drawn by the integrity now surrounding you. This is alignment, not loss. Every soul that remains connected to you after this phase will be rooted in authenticity. The rest were only present for a season shaped by misunderstanding. Do not be surprised if you feel a strange calm mixed with emotional release. That is the weight lifting. What was hidden placed a burden on your spirit without your consent. Now that the burden is removed, your inner world is adjusting. Archangel Michael is stabilizing you, making sure this transition strengthens rather than exhausts you. This is also a moment of restoration of authority. When lies are exposed, power returns to its rightful place. You may notice a new confidence in your voice, a firmness in your decisions, a clarity in your boundaries. This is not pride. This is alignment. You are stepping back into the version of yourself that was always meant to lead with truth. Pay attention to your intuition during this time. It is sharpening. What once felt like doubt will now feel like discernment. Archangel Michael is refining your spiritual senses so that future deception cannot take root. You will recognize inconsistency faster. You will trust your inner knowing without hesitation. This is one of the greatest outcomes of exposure, wisdom that cannot be undone. You are also being prepared for conversations that will come after the confession. Not every discussion will be dramatic. Some will be subtle acknowledgments. Others may never happen verbally, but you will feel the shift. You are not required to explain yourself or justify your experience. Silence, when chosen from strength, can speak louder than words. There is something important unfolding regarding your future path. What was delayed is beginning to move again. You may feel nudged toward new opportunities, new environments, or new responsibilities. These are not random. They are the natural result of truth clearing the way. Archangel Michael does not just protect, he positions. And right now, he is positioning you for forward momentum. Let go of the need to see immediate results in the physical world. Some changes happen first in the unseen. Trust that what has been corrected spiritually will soon reflect outwardly. Timing is aligning. Resistance is dissolving. Doors that once felt heavy will open with less effort than before. You might also notice an increased sense of compassion within yourself, even toward those who wronged you. This does not mean you excuse what happened. It means you are no longer bound to it. Forgiveness, in this sense, is freedom. Archangel Michael is teaching you how to release without forgetting the lesson. Rest when you need to. Drink in moments of stillness. This is integration time. Your spirit is settling into truth, and that requires gentleness. You are not falling behind by slowing down. You are anchoring what has been revealed so it can support you long term. Remember this above all else. You were never meant to carry what was hidden. Now that it is exposed, your life will no longer be shaped by shadows. Light has taken its place, and as you move forward, you will do so with a deeper trust in yourself, a stronger connection to divine protection, and a renewed sense of purpose. Stay present. What unfolds next will build upon this clarity and lead you into a phase of restoration that touches areas you thought were permanently affected. Truth has opened the way. Archangel Michael is still with you, and the journey ahead is lighter than the one behind. Beloved child, as clarity settles into your spirit, a deeper work is now taking place. This phase is less about what others did and more about what is being rebuilt within you. Archangel Michael is shifting from revelation to reinforcement. The truth has been exposed, the weight has lifted, and now your inner foundation is being strengthened so that nothing similar can take root again. You may notice that your reactions are changing. Situations that once triggered anxiety or self-doubt no longer hold the same power. This is not because you have become numb, but because discernment has replaced confusion. Archangel Michael is teaching you how to stand firm without hardening your heart. Strength and softness are no longer opposites within you. They are working together. There is also a refining of trust happening. You are learning who and what deserves access to your inner world. This does not mean closing yourself off. It means choosing wisely. The exposure you experienced was not meant to make you fearful of people, but to make you aware of patterns. Awareness is protection, and protection is love in action. Pay attention to new boundaries forming naturally. You are no longer over-explaining. You are no longer seeking validation where it was never meant to be found. This is growth. Archangel Michael is helping you reclaim your time, your energy, and your emotional space. What you once gave freely to confusion is now being invested in peace. This phase also brings a renewed sense of purpose. When truth clears away distraction, calling becomes louder. You may feel drawn to things that once felt out of reach or irrelevant. Passions resurface. Ideas return. This is not random inspiration. It is alignment. What with paused is resuming. There may be moments when old memories try to resurface with emotional charge. Do not resist them. Observe them. They are losing their power. Each time you remember without pain, you reclaim a piece of yourself. Archangel Michael is guiding this healing with precision, ensuring that nothing overwhelms you. You are also being prepared for new connections. People who resonate with truth will recognize the shift in you. Conversations will feel easier. Mutual respect will flow naturally. These relationships will not require you to shrink or perform. They will meet you where you stand, in authenticity. This is a season of self-respect. You are honoring your experiences without letting them define you. You are acknowledging what happened without allowing it to limit what is possible. This balance is rare, and it is powerful. Archangel Michael is pleased with your resilience. Do not rush this phase. Reinforcement takes time. Just as a structure must settle after repair, your spirit is settling into its new strength. Allow yourself moments of rest, reflection, and gratitude. These moments anchor what has been restored. You may also sense a renewed connection to divine guidance. Prayer feels more natural. Silence feels more comforting. You are no longer striving to be heard. You know you are. This confidence is not loud, but it is unshakable. As you move forward, remember that the purpose of exposure was not to dwell on the past, but to free your future. You are no longer walking with hidden weight. You are walking with awareness, strength, and peace. What lies ahead will require this new foundation. Opportunities will come that ask for confidence. Decisions will arise that require clarity. You are ready. Archangel Michael has ensured that you are not stepping forward unprepared. Stay open. Stay grounded. The next phase will reveal how this inner reinforcement begins to manifest outwardly in tangible ways. The journey continues, and you are moving forward with lightness and authority. Beloved soul, now the outer world begins to respond to the inner work that has been completed. This is the stage where reinforcement turns into manifestation. Archangel Michael is no longer only strengthening you internally. He is now orchestrating shifts around you that confirm the truth has fully taken root. What was once subtle will start becoming visible. What was once internal alignment will now echo outwardly through circumstances, people, and opportunities. You may notice that situations which once felt blocked suddenly move forward without resistance. Conversations that used to feel tense now carry ease. Decisions that once felt heavy now feel clear. This is not coincidence. It is alignment responding to authority. When truth is established within you, the external world must eventually adjust to match it. Archangel Michael is enforcing that adjustment. There is also a reclaiming of momentum happening. Time that felt wasted no longer haunts you. You are no longer replaying what should have happened. Instead, your focus is shifting toward what can happen now. This is a powerful transition. Regret loses its grip when purpose becomes present. You are stepping fully into the now, and the now is fertile. Be aware that not everyone will be comfortable with this version of you. Some people benefited from your confusion. Others were used to you doubting yourself. As your clarity solidifies, their influence naturally weakens. This is not something you need to confront. Distance will form on its own. Truth has a way of rearranging social dynamics without force. Archangel Michael is also sharpening your discernment even further. You will begin to sense intentions before words are spoken. You will recognize alignment without needing proof. This does not make you suspicious. It makes you perceptive. There is a difference. Perception is calm. Suspicion is anxious. You are operating from calm authority now. This phase also carries an invitation to step forward more boldly. You may feel prompted to speak, to apply, to initiate, or to commit in ways you hesitated before. Do not dismiss these nudges. They are not impulsive. They are confirmations. What once felt risky now feels appropriate because the foundation beneath you is stable. Pay attention to your environment. You may feel drawn to reorganize, clean, or change your space. This is a physical reflection of internal order. As within, so without. Archangel Michael often signals completion of a cycle through the urge to prepare space for what is next. Honor that instinct. There is also a renewed sense of joy emerging, not loud or dramatic, but steady. This joy comes from no longer carrying what was never yours. Lightness returns when truth settles fully. You may find yourself laughing more easily, breathing more deeply, and approaching life with less guardedness. This is healing integrated. Now hear this carefully, because this moment matters. If this message has been walking with you through clarity, healing, and strength, engage with it. Like this message is a declaration that you are aligned with truth. Share it so someone else who feels this same internal shift can recognize it. Leave a comment affirming that you are stepping forward without fear. And if you have not yet subscribed, do so now. Not out of habit, but out of alignment. This space is for those who are ready to move forward consciously. You are not meant to walk this journey in isolation. Community amplifies clarity. Connection strengthens resolve. When you engage, you anchor what you have received. This is not about numbers. It is about agreement. Archangel Michael is also preparing you for responsibility that matches your growth. Greater clarity often brings greater influence. Be mindful of how you use your words and actions now. People will notice. Your presence will carry weight. Lead gently, but confidently. Do not rush outcomes. What is unfolding is meant to be sustainable, not rushed. Trust the pace. Trust the process. You have already seen what happens when things are built on hidden foundations. This time, everything is being built on truth. Hold on, because what comes next will reveal how this alignment opens a door you may not have expected, but one that fits you perfectly now. This is where preparation meets opportunity, and you will want to be present for it. Beloved one, the door that has been preparing itself quietly is now within reach. This phase is about recognition, not from others first, but from within yourself. Archangel Michael is guiding you into a season where you finally see how far you have come without minimizing your strength or magnifying your scars. What once felt like survival is now revealed as preparation. You may notice a new confidence emerging that does not need to announce itself. It is calm, steady, and rooted. This confidence comes from knowing that you have faced distortion and come out with clarity. You are no longer second-guessing your instincts. You are no longer seeking permission to trust what you discern. This is the mark of someone who had been refined, not hardened. Opportunities will begin to appear that feel aligned rather than forced. They may not look dramatic at first glance, but they will carry a sense of rightness. Pay attention to what feels peaceful even when it challenges you. Archangel Michael often confirms direction through peace, not pressure. If something stretches you without draining you, it is likely part of what has been prepared for this moment. There is also a deepening of self-respect taking place. You are no longer willing to compromise your values for comfort or approval. This shift will subtly change how others interact with you. Some will rise to meet you with respect. Others will step back, unsure how to engage with someone who is no longer easily influenced. Both outcomes serve you. You may feel drawn to revisit goals or dreams you once set aside, not because you were incapable, but because the timing was wrong. Now, with truth established and clarity restored, those ideas carry new life. Archangel Michael is reminding you that nothing planted in truth is ever wasted. Seeds may lie dormant, but they do not die. This phase also brings an invitation to trust joy again. After periods of confusion and exposure, joy can feel unfamiliar. You may hesitate, wondering if it will last. Let it in anyway. Joy is not a reward for perfection. It is a response to freedom. You are allowed to experience lightness without waiting for the other shoe to drop. There may be moments when echoes of the past try to resurface, not with power, but with familiarity. When this happens, observe without engaging. You are not being pulled backward. You are being shown how far forward you have moved. Archangel Michael is reinforcing your progress by highlighting contrast. What once controlled you now simply passes through your awareness. You are also becoming more intentional with your energy. You are choosing where to invest your time, your attention, and your emotion. This is not selfishness. This is stewardship. When you protect your energy, you honor the work that has been done within you. You are learning to say yes without overextending and no without guilt. Pay attention to subtle confirmations. A phrase repeated by different people. A thought answered before you speak it. A sense of alignment that follows a decision. These are gentle affirmations that you are moving in step with divine guidance. Archangel Michael often speaks through consistency rather than spectacle. This is also a season of embodiment. Truth is no longer something you understand intellectually. It is something you live naturally. Your actions reflect your clarity. Your words carry intention. Your presence communicates stability. People may begin to seek your perspective, not because you demand attention, but because authenticity draws trust. Do not rush to define what this season means. Allow it to unfold. Labels can limit what is meant to grow. Instead of asking where this is leading, ask how you are meant to show up. Presence is more powerful than prediction. When you stay present, you remain flexible, responsive, and grounded. You may feel a growing sense of gratitude for what did not work out. This does not mean you celebrate the pain, but you recognize the protection within the process. What was hidden, what was delayed, what was exposed, all of it redirected you away from paths that would have cost you more in the long run. Gratitude is not denial, it is integration. As you stand here now, you are not the same person who first sensed something was wrong. You are clearer, stronger, and more aligned. Archangel Michael remains near, not because danger is imminent, but because transition is sacred. Guardianship continues until stability is complete. Stay open to what comes next. The unfolding ahead will invite you to step into visibility in a way that feels authentic, not performative. This is where your voice, your presence, and your truth begin to influence beyond your immediate circle. And you will recognize the moment, because it will feel like arrival without pressure. Hold steady. The path is opening, and you are ready to walk it with confidence and peace. Beloved child, this stage carries a sacred intensity. What has been forming quietly within you is now ready to be acknowledged by the world around you. Archangel Michael is standing beside you as a witness, not to what you have lost, but to what you have become. This is a moment of spiritual recognition. Not applause, not validation, but alignment between who you truly are and how you are finally seen. You may notice that your presence is being taken more seriously now. People listen differently when you speak. Your words land with weight, even when you are not trying to persuade. This is because truth has settled into your voice. When clarity lives within someone, it naturally commands respect. Archangel Michael ensures that authority rooted in truth cannot be ignored for long. This phase may also bring moments of vulnerability. Stepping into visibility often does. You may wonder if you are truly ready, if you are doing enough, or if you deserve the space you are beginning to occupy. These thoughts are not signs of weakness. They are remnants of an old identity dissolving. Do not cling to them. Observe them, then let them pass. You are no longer who you were when confusion surrounded you. There is a calling unfolding here. It may not come with a label or a dramatic announcement, but you will feel it as a steady pull toward contribution. You are being invited to give from a place of fullness, not depletion. What you share now, whether insight, creativity, leadership, or compassion, will come from truth rather than effort. This is sustainable influence. Archangel Michael is also guarding you against overexposure. Visibility does not mean availability to everyone. You are learning discernment at a higher level. Not every opportunity is aligned. Not every invitation is meant to be accepted. Peace remains your compass. If something pulls you away from peace, it is not for you, no matter how appealing it looks. You may also experience a deep sense of gratitude for the timing of things. What once felt late now feels precise. You realize that had the truth been revealed earlier, you might not have been ready to handle it with this level of wisdom. Growth prepared you for revelation. Revelation prepared you for responsibility. Nothing was wasted. There is a strengthening of faith happening now, not blind faith but grounded trust. You trust yourself more. You trust divine guidance more. You trust the process even when you cannot see the full picture. This trust brings rest. Rest brings clarity. And clarity keeps you aligned. Pay attention to how your desires are changing. What once mattered deeply may no longer hold the same pull. New priorities are emerging. This is not loss of passion. It is refinement. Archangel Michael is helping you focus on what truly serves your highest good. Distractions fall away naturally when purpose becomes clear. You may also find yourself being a mirror for others. People may see their own truth reflected in your journey. Some will be inspired. Others may feel uncomfortable. Both reactions are neutral. Your role is not to manage responses, but to remain authentic. Truth does its work without explanation. This is also a moment to anchor what you have received. Spiritual experiences deepen when they are acknowledged. Type "I am stepping into truth" in the comments if this message resonates with your spirit. Blessing code 888 is now activated over alignment, visibility, and divine favor. And as this activation settles, hear this message flowing directly from the heart of this moment. What is unfolding here is larger than one life. Every word spoken in truth becomes a light for someone still walking in confusion. When you release support through super thanks, when you step into membership, or when you sow through PayPal using the link in the description, you are not giving to a platform. You are fueling a mission that carries truth into hidden places. The word speaks of seeds that open heavens and oil that never runs dry. I feel compelled to say this to you personally. Your act of giving right now is a prophetic alignment with what God is doing through this message. As you give, may protection surround your household, may clarity guard your decisions, and may increase follow your obedience. Do not hesitate when your spirit recognizes the moment. Act with faith, and let your seed speak louder than words. Remain present. What unfolds next will bring confirmation in ways you did not expect, and it will affirm that stepping into truth was never a risk. It was your calling. Loved one, now comes a phase that feels quieter on the surface but is profound in its impact. After visibility comes stabilization. Archangel Michael is guiding you through a period where what has been revealed, activated, and acknowledged must now be anchored into daily life. This is where truth stops feeling like a moment and begins to feel like a way of being. You may notice that life does not suddenly become dramatic or overwhelming. In fact, it may feel surprisingly normal. This is intentional. Divine work often settles gently after major shifts. The miracle is not always noise, sometimes it is peace. You are learning how to live without the tension you once carried, and that adjustment takes grace. Your thoughts are becoming clearer, more ordered. Decisions that once took hours of overthinking now arrive with simplicity. This is because you are no longer negotiating with fear or doubt. You are operating from alignment. Archangel Michael is helping your mind recalibrate to this new baseline, where clarity is the norm rather than the exception. There is also a strengthening of patience within you. You are no longer in a rush to prove anything. When truth lives inside you, urgency fades. You trust timing more deeply now. You understand that what is meant for you will recognize you without force. This patience is not passive. It is powerful restraint rooted in confidence. You may notice subtle but meaningful improvements in your environment. Relationships feel steadier. Workflows become smoother. Even small interactions carry less friction. These are signs that the internal shift has fully integrated. When inner resistance dissolves, outer resistance follows. Archangel Michael is also teaching you how to protect what you have gained. Not through vigilance or suspicion, but through consistency. Showing up as your authentic self each day reinforces the new structure of your life. You do not need to defend your growth. Living in truth is defense enough. This phase may also reveal how much energy you use to spend managing uncertainty. Without that burden, you may feel moments of emptiness at first. Do not confuse this with lack. This space is freedom. It is room for creativity, rest, and intention. Fill it gently, not urgently. You are also learning to listen differently. Silence now feels informative rather than uncomfortable. You are more attuned to subtle guidance, intuitive nudges, and internal confirmations. Archangel Michael often communicates through these quiet channels once chaos has been cleared. Trust what you sense. There may be moments when old patterns attempt to resurface out of habit. When they do, you will notice how quickly they dissolve. They no longer have roots. Awareness has replaced automatic reaction. This is mastery, not perfection. You may feel a growing desire to simplify, to focus on what truly matters, to let go of excess commitments, distractions, or obligations that no longer align. This is not withdrawal from life. It is refinement of it. Truth simplifies because it removes what is unnecessary. There is also an invitation here to deepen gratitude, not as a performance, but as recognition. Gratitude stabilizes blessings. When you acknowledge how far you have come, you reinforce the path ahead. Archangel Michael honors gratitude because it reflects trust in divine order. As this phase settles, you may realize that the fear of losing everything no longer has power over you. You understand now that what is built on truth cannot be taken from you. What fell away was never truly yours to begin with. This realization brings profound security. You are not waiting anymore. You are living. And in living authentically, you are preparing for what comes next without striving. The next unfolding will not require effort. It will require presence. Stay steady. Stay open. The foundation beneath you is strong, and the path ahead will reveal itself step by step, without pressure, without fear. Archangel Michael remains near, not to warn, but to witness the life you are now fully inhabiting. Beloved soul, a new firmness is settling into your life now, and it is unmistakable. This phase is about embodiment, not just knowing truth, not just sensing alignment, but living from it consistently. Archangel Michael is watching closely as you step into this steadiness, because this is where many people unconsciously retreat. But you are not retreating. You are anchoring. You may notice that challenges still arise, but they feel different. They no longer shake your identity. They no longer make you question your worth or direction. Instead, they feel like checkpoints, moments where you calmly assess, adjust, and move forward. This is emotional and spiritual maturity. You are no longer ruled by reaction. You are guided by discernment. There is a quiet authority in how you are moving now. You do not need to explain your growth. You do not need to announce your boundaries. People feel the shift without being told. Archangel Michael is pleased with this, because authority that does not demand recognition is the most secure form of power. This phase is also teaching you how to remain open without being unguarded. You are learning that vulnerability does not mean exposure to everyone. You choose where to be open. You choose who has access. This discernment protects what has been built within you. Not everything sacred is meant to be public. You may sense a deeper connection to your purpose, even if you cannot fully articulate it yet. That is okay. Purpose does not always arrive as a clear sentence. Sometimes it arrives as direction, as inclination, as inner knowing. Follow what feels aligned, not what feels impressive. Archangel Michael confirms paths through peace, not pressure. There may also be a shift in how you handle waiting. Waiting no longer feels like punishment. It feels like preparation. You trust that timing is working with you, not against you. This trust allows you to stay present instead of anxious. Presence is where life actually happens. Your relationships continue to recalibrate. Some deepen. Some settle into a respectful distance. Some may fade quietly. None of this is failure. It is sorting. Truth sorts naturally. You do not have to force endings or beginnings. Let alignment do the work. You may also find that your voice carries more clarity now, especially when you speak from experience rather than theory. Others may resonate with your words because they sense authenticity. You are not speaking to convince. You are speaking from lived truth. That difference is felt immediately. Archangel Michael is also reminding you that consistency is more important than intensity. You do not need dramatic spiritual highs to confirm growth. Showing up grounded, honest, and aligned each day is enough. This steadiness builds a life that can sustain blessing. Now pause with me for a moment. If this message hath been walking with you through clarity, healing, alignment, and strength, engage with it. Like this message to seal what you have received. Share it with someone who may be standing at the edge of their own awakening. Leave a comment declaring that you are standing firm in truth. And if you have not yet subscribed, do it now, not casually, but intentionally. This space is for those who are choosing awareness over confusion. Staying connected matters, because these messages are not random. They unfold with purpose, and you are clearly meant to be here, hearing this now. Archangel Michael is also preparing you for a moment of confirmation ahead. Something you have quietly hoped for will begin to show signs of movement. It may not arrive all at once, but you will recognize the signal. When you do, do not second-guess it. Trust what you see. Hold on, because what comes next will bring a final layer of understanding, one that ties together the urgency, the confession, the exposure, and the stability you now carry. You will want to be fully present for what unfolds, because it will reveal why every step mattered exactly as it happened. Beloved child, you have arrived at a moment of deep realization, one that feels less like a breakthrough and more like a quiet knowing settling into your bones. This phase is about integration at the highest level. Everything that has unfolded so far, the urgency, the exposure, the confession, the clarity, the strengthening, is now converging into understanding. Archangel Michael is not intervening loudly here. He is standing watch, allowing wisdom to mature within you. You may notice that you are no longer seeking signs the way you once did. Not because you lack faith, but because trust has taken root. You understand now that guidance does not always come as interruption. Often, it comes as calm assurance. You are learning to move without constant confirmation, and this marks a profound shift in spiritual maturity. There is a deep peace forming around decisions that once caused inner conflict. You are no longer torn between options that look good on the surface, but feel misaligned within. Your inner compass has stabilized. When something is not for you, you sense it quickly. When something is aligned, you feel settled even if it stretches you. This clarity is a direct result of truth having done its work. Archangel Michael has been guarding your discernment carefully. You are no longer easily influenced by external pressure, opinions, or urgency that is not yours. You have learned the difference between divine timing and human impatience. This distinction protects you from repeating cycles that once drained you. You may also feel a sense of closure around certain chapters of your life. Not dramatic endings, but gentle conclusions. There is no need for final conversations or explanations. You simply know that a season has ended. This knowing brings relief, not sadness. Closure rooted in truth does not ache. It settles. This phase invites reflection without regret. You can look back at what happened without being pulled into it emotionally. You see the lessons clearly now. You understand why certain people played the roles they did, even when those roles caused pain. Understanding does not excuse behavior, but it releases you from carrying its weight. Your sense of self is becoming more defined. You are no longer shaped by reaction or defense. You are choosing intentionally how you show up, what you allow, and where you invest your energy. This self-definition is not rigid. It is flexible but firm. It bends without breaking. There is also a deeper compassion emerging within you, especially toward yourself. You are no longer harsh about what you did not know at the time. You recognize that you acted with the awareness you had. This self-compassion is healing old internal fractures you may not have realized were still present. Archangel Michael is also preparing you for legacy thinking. This does not mean something grand or public necessarily. It means you are beginning to consider the long-term impact of your choices. You think beyond immediate outcomes. You consider how your actions ripple outward. This awareness shapes wiser decisions. You may notice that your prayers are changing. They are less about asking for rescue and more about alignment. Less about urgency and more about trust. This shift reflects the confidence you now carry. You are no longer pleading to be seen. You know you are heard. There is also a strengthening of emotional resilience. When unexpected things happen, you recover more quickly. You do not spiral the way you once did. This does not mean you feel less. It means feelings move through you instead of controlling you. This is emotional freedom. You may sense that something is nearing completion. Not an ending, but a full circle. The original urgency that brought this message to you hath been resolved internally. You understand now why timing mattered, why awareness mattered, why opening mattered. What once felt like a warning now feels like preparation fulfilled. As this phase unfolds, remain gentle with yourself. Integration requires rest. Wisdom settles best in stillness. You do not need to do more. You need to be present with what has already been done within you. Archangel Michael remains near, not because there is danger ahead, but because completion is sacred. What you are stepping into next will not be built on fear, secrecy, or confusion. It will be built on truth, clarity, and grounded confidence. Stay present. The final unfolding will seal everything that has been revealed, and it will mark a transition not just into understanding, but into blessing. Beloved child, this is the culmination, the moment where everything aligns, and the urgency, the revelations, the exposures, and the strengthening converge into a state of fullness. Archangel Michael stands before you now, not with the weight of warning, but with the radiance of completion. The spiritual battle has shifted. What once demanded your vigilance now seeks your celebration, not in excess, but in acknowledgement of divine order. Every moment you have endured, every pause, every observation, every act of faith has been building toward this precise alignment. You may feel a sense of quiet awe sweeping over you. This is not excitement that thrashes the spirit. It is a deep settling, a recognition that the path you have walked was guided by unseen hands all along. Archangel Michael has been beside you in ways you could not always perceive, preparing, guarding, and confirming every step. He is ensuring that what is manifested in your life is both protected and positioned for growth. This is the moment where you finally see the impact of the confession, the exposure, and the cleansing of what was hidden. The person who could not speak the truth is no longer able to influence your trajectory, because your life is now fully anchored in transparency and divine alignment. You carry authority over your own story. You are no longer reactive to shadows. You are proactive in your sovereignty. Archangel Michael is here to remind you that authority earned through truth and patience is permanent. It cannot be shaken by external circumstances or deceit. You will begin to notice the subtle ways life affirms your alignment. Opportunities will open that previously seemed impossible. Conversations will flow that previously felt heavy or forced. Relationships will adjust naturally. Those meant to remain will draw near with authenticity, and those who were only present during confusion will drift into respectful distance. This is not coincidence. This is divine orchestration, led by Archangel Michael and the unseen forces of heaven. Your environment may also feel lighter, freer, more in rhythm with your soul. Energy that was stagnant due to hidden truths or delayed revelations now moves naturally. You may feel inspired to organize, clean, or reimagine your space, because what surrounds you mirrors your inner reality. The alignment is not only spiritual but physical, extending to every area of your life that was previously constrained by secrecy or misunderstanding. Beloved, this is your victory, not in ego, but in clarity and peace. You have walked through uncertainty, held your integrity, and allowed divine guidance to shape the outcomes without succumbing to fear or impatience. Archangel Michael now blesses this moment as a seal over your resilience, your discernment, and your capacity to stand fully in your truth. What was once a source of anxiety has become a foundation of authority. What was once hidden is now illuminated. What was once delayed is now revealed. As you step into this fullness, receive this activation fully. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if this resonates with your spirit. Blessing code 1212 is now released over alignment, restoration, and divine favor. Allow this energy to flow through every aspect of your life, your home, your work, your relationships, and your purpose. Archangel Michael is not leaving. He is watching over your continued growth and ensuring that the protection and clarity you now possess remain unshakable. And now, hear this final message flowing directly from the heart of this mission. The journey you have experienced is not meant to stop with you. Every insight, every awakening, every moment of revelation can ripple out to touch other lives. Supporting this mission, whether through super thanks, membership, or PayPal donation using the link in the description, is not about giving to a channel. It is about becoming part of a divine movement that carries truth, light, and awakening to souls still walking in hidden struggles. When you give, you are sowing into clarity, alignment, and protection for others. As the Bible teaches, seeds sown into light open heavens, and oil poured out multiplies. This is your opportunity to act prophetically, to bless not only yourself, but many others. Hear this personally. Your support activates spiritual rivers, opens doors, and strengthens the mission of truth. Do not delay when your spirit recognizes the calling. Act in faith, and let your contribution be a testimony of obedience to divine timing. Beloved, the window that began with urgency and fear has transformed into empowerment and illumination. The journey ends not with an ending, but with a beginning, a new chapter defined by authenticity, protection, and alignment. Archangel Michael walks with you into every step ahead. What was once a moment of warning is now a moment of celebration. The fullness of truth is yours, and the blessings are just beginning. The life you have been waiting for is no longer distant. It is here. Stand firmly. Step boldly. Walk fully in the clarity, authority, and divine favor that has been released over you.